Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. This is Michael with the ALG Education Team. Welcome to today's workshop, Social Media in a Pandemic. And I want to welcome our very special guest presenter, Kate Heath. She's the Business Development Manager with Apple Leisure Group Vacations. Welcome, Kate. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. Before I hand things off to you, Kate, I just wanted to mention to everybody that we will have a few short minutes at the end of today's presentation for questions, so you could submit them via the question panel on the lower left-hand side of your screen. Also, we've got an attendance incentive for this workshop as well, so all of you qualify for our random drawing to win a 3-night stay for 2, including airfare. So good luck to the lucky winner that we draw today. And with that said, I'm going to hand things over to Kate. Kate, you can take it away whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you everyone for joining me today. We are going to dive into social media in a pandemic. This is definitely an advanced social media strategy course. If you found yourself here, most likely you're already familiar with Facebook, Instagram, you already have an account, you're currently posting, but you either don't have a marketing strategy, you're interested in seeing what has changed over the pandemic in terms of social media behaviors, and you really want to take your business up another notch. If that is you, you have come to the right place and the right course, because this presentation is designed to change behaviors. But not only that, we want to have fun, and I want to hear from you. So feel free to drop in any questions and comments along the way, and we will get to them at the end. So let's begin. My name is Kate Heath. I'm a business development manager. I've been with Apple Leisure Group Vacations for over 5 years and 15 years in the industry. And social media really is a passion of mine. It's so great to be able to connect with friends and family near and far. Originally being from Connecticut, it is my #1 way to connect with my nieces and nephews and see everything that is going on in Connecticut while living in Arizona. But one thing's for sure, it definitely has changed over the last couple of years. We're now seeing people that are looking to social media for their news and information. And not only that, there's so many businesses that are utilizing Facebook groups to connect with like-minded people or topics, hobbies, and really gain traction in their business that way as well. So we know it's changing. We know we need to stay in front of the client. And let's really dig into how we are going to do that. Okay. The first thing we have to look at is the opportunity. And you may be saying to yourself, Kate, you're crazy. We're going through a pandemic. What kind of opportunity is even available right now? I think it's the best opportunity that anybody can ask for, because it's considered a favorable occasion. And when we look at all the billions of people on social media worldwide, it's mind-blowing. So close to 4 billion people are on social media worldwide. What's really interesting is we have an increase of 1 million new users over the last 12 months. And within that, 99% of them are accessing social media via their mobile device. So what does that mean to you? A, it means whatever you're doing, you definitely want to make sure is mobile friendly, and all of these apps that we're going to talk about are. But if you do have a website, you want to make sure that is mobile friendly, because if it's an old platform, it most likely isn't. Okay. But the fact that everybody is using their mobile right now is a huge opportunity. Why? Because your brand, your business is literally in the palm of somebody's hands. Now we have to get them to engage, trust you as a travel advisor, follow you, and then of course convert. But before we really get ahead of ourselves, let's look at where we are now. How has COVID-19 affected consumer behavior when it comes to social media? Where are we seeing the increase in activity? And when we take a look at this quick chart, we for sure see movie streaming, We know that's obvious. The next one down is social media. Again, we already know people are on social media, but to have 4 in 10 internet users openly admit that their social media activity has increased during COVID is huge. But what I really want to drill in on is video, because video is the new thing, the new old thing. We have seen an increase in major companies and marketing companies using video, and it's not going away. And it's because people truly are engaging with video. They spend more time, they retain the information. It really helps build the personality of the brand and allows the consumer to get to know you on a personal level. So let's look at video a little bit more. Why do we want to focus on video, and why is it so engaging? Really, we want to get comfortable with video and start integrating this in our social media strategies. Again, definitely during pandemic and after. And that is because it's the number one way to really impact your prospective client. And our brains actually retain the information more than if it was just content and pictures, words on a page. So we know that video is number one. We know we need to be there. And I want to give you a few insights as to why. Every platform loves it. They make it super easy for you to share. They push your information up in the algorithms where you're showing on the platform and who is seeing it based on video right now, because video is the number one thing. Any platform that you're on, you're going to see a rise in video, and you're going to see those platforms push you to the top, okay? Google is the main one. When you are on Google or access Google, most likely you're not paying per click. You're not paying for social media SEO strategy, okay? So what that means is you need to get up into Google on an organic basis. And how you can do that is video, because Google loves video, and we love anything that Google loves because they're going to help us get to the top. They want relevant information for whoever is accessing their platform, and they want it to be a way that people are engaging, and that is video, okay? So we know that there are all these different platforms we can choose from. We don't want to get overloaded and to the point where we do nothing. Let's just start with the top 2. What are the top 2 platforms everyone is accessing? And that is Facebook and YouTube. First, with Facebook, the one thing that I want you all to start doing, if you're not doing it already, is live video. Live video is literally the easiest way to get in front of your followers, okay? So when you start a live video, all of your followers actually get a notification saying Kate has started a video, go watch. And what's even better about this, if your friend or family or a prospective client didn't catch it live, they still get the notification and the video stays on your page. It is not erased, okay? So I know a lot of times we can get intimidated. We are our worst critic. But I've got to tell you, people want to connect now more than ever. They want to see the real, true person and a personality behind the brand that they are considering. It is a great way for you to gain trust with those people and with those followers that you want as clients. And YouTube, second most accessed platform. This is the meat and potatoes. This is really what I want to focus on. And if you get anything from this presentation, it is YouTube and how you can use YouTube as a tool to grow your business. Why is that? Well, if people are going to YouTube to educate themselves on a specific topic, to be entertained, and to find a solution to their problem. So if you are offering education, you're being entertaining, and you're giving them solutions to their problem, you are going to gain followers, no doubt. But it goes deeper than just followers. It's really about the multifunctionality of YouTube and the fact that once you upload a video, you now get a link that you can share. Email newsletters, on your website, okay? Once you set up your channel, now you're gonna start loading videos. And this is where we're really going to dive in, because there's a few important things that I wanna point out. When you upload a video, your title is going to pull through as the file you saved it as. So that's the first thing you're gonna look at updating, and it's the most important because the title has to grab the consumer. You only have a few seconds to grab their attention, and if it's not there, they're scrolling on by and you've lost that opportunity, okay? Title, most important. If a consumer is debating and on the fence if they're going to look at your video, the next thing they're going to do is look at the description. So the description is the second most important piece of uploading a video. You want to make sure that you're using enticing and descriptive words that really grab the user. And last but not least, the thumbnail. That is your visual. That is a picture frame that the client or the prospective consumer will see, and they click on and start your video. YouTube will default to a random picture. It could be you in motion, and we don't want that. We want you to be professional, so make sure to look at your thumbnail, and you can even customize it and load a picture in ahead of time. We also want you to think about what you're posting and why. Have a strategy to that. Are you creating video series of all the site inspections and updates? Do you want to talk specifically about a destination and what it has to offer? Or are you looking to share your personal vacations, or a little bit of everything? But definitely think about that when you block out that hour and you create your channel. Make sure you're really thinking about your flow and what the purpose of the videos are, okay? Next up is TikTok. And we don't want you to just say, oh, that's for the young kids. TikTok is increasing in members and users every single day. Yes, it is typically geared towards those that are 30 and under, but I've got to tell you, we're seeing a lot of change on TikTok, and there's actually a specific hashtag for those that are over 50, and they make a joke about it because they love TikTok, they're on it, and they're not going anywhere. So don't think it's just for the young kids. An amazing thing about TikTok is the ability to create awesome videos. They have so many editing tools and really unique things that you can do that will set yourself apart as a travel agent. And really, at the end of the day, it's about showing your personality, having fun, kick back. Of course, we always want to stay professional, but this really is a way for your consumer or your client to see another side of you. So think about TikTok. So we know that people are on social media. We know the #1 way that they are engaging right now is video. But you could post videos on Facebook, Instagram. But if you're not hitting the hot topics that people are searching, then your videos and your information really is lost in the shuffle. So the basis is understanding social media and videos, but then we want to layer on what those trends are. We want to use those keywords so we are relevant in the search. Right now, in this moment, the trends that we're seeing is ease, easy travel. That is domestic and Mexico. Those are the destinations that the current consumer is searching. So if I were you, I would definitely focus my videos and or my posts on Mexico and domestic destinations. Aside from that, they want to know about safety, and this is the perfect opportunity to showcase yourself as a specialist. We all know that we've been on a million Zoom calls and webinars, and we're so connected with the industry in ways that we've never seen before. So you have so much content to talk about safety and really gain the trust of your prospective client. But don't forget about cuisine, culture, nature. That is the heartbeat behind why people travel. So you always want to sprinkle in anything to do with those topics. And of course, as we discussed, you want to be on the platform people are searching when they're looking for a vacation. And that is Google, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Now we get to the good part, my secret of best practice tip for you. It is the SWOT analysis. And this is something I truly believe every agent should do at least once a year. It sets the foundation for you to truly understand on a personal level your business. What are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? You know, my mentor once told me, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So do something for yourself, invest in your business, take time after this presentation and workshop to really sit down with a SWOT analysis. I provided it in my handbook or my handout, and go through what your strengths are. What is easy for you? Do you like Facebook? Do you like posting? Refine that. Have a strategy around that. Or are you more of a networker? Maybe you want to look at Facebook groups and how you can engage in that way. What are your weaknesses? That's always a tough one, but one that we really need to know how we stand up against the competition and what we can do to increase opportunities and strengths. The other thing to look at is once you have the basis of what your strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, then you're looking at your community on a grassroots level. You want to decide, is your community older demographic, young families? Do you have an active tennis community, bird watching? Whatever it is, you want to connect the dots and tie together the destinations that you're focusing on, what you do within those destinations, what they're known for, and then tie it back to your community. For example, I love horses. And honestly, I don't know many people in the horse world in Phoenix. The first thing I would do is look at a Facebook group, see if I can connect locally, and I would specifically talk about amazing places that you can ride horses on, what beaches in Mexico, and what that whole experience is. Okay, so you're tying in travel culture, but also with a hobby or something that you love to do and are already doing it. So there's a million ways that we can go here, but this truly is the foundation. Without this, you don't have a marketing strategy. You need to have your marketing strategy, talk about trends, push out video, and really set yourself apart, because this year is going to be different than next year in terms of marketing. And it's always going to change, and what worked last year is not going to work this year. So we have to reinvent ourselves, and this is a great start. As I wrap up, I want to leave you with a few things. First of all, consistency is king. I don't care what you do, just do something every single day that gets you closer to your social media strategy goals. Whether that's signing up for a social media webinar with a marketing company, signing up for a newsletter, posting a video, going live, do something every day. And if you feel very overwhelmed about posting something every day, you can look into Hootsuite, H-O-O-T, Suite, and you can actually set up quarterly strategies, and then within that, you can post for the month. Get it all set, press play, and then Hootsuite takes care of the rest. So you don't have to physically post every day. It's going to post for you based on what you've outlined in the app. It's a great tool to use. Again, that's Hootsuite. Again, don't overthink it. What is your passion within travel? Is it cuisine? Is it spa, yoga? Whatever that looks like, that's where you want to start. And use the resources readily available to you. We don't want this to be a workshop where you listen and you move on. Again, this is designed to change behavior. I want to encourage everybody after this to do the SWOT analysis and set up your YouTube channel. But the last thing is just knowing your resources. ALGV 360 is the #1 place that you should be going right now. If you're not familiar, sign up, ALGV360.com, register, because we have a whole team, a whole marketing department that looks at the trends, where people are looking, what are the keywords, all of those things that I've discussed today. They've done all the work. So once you get into the platform of ALGV 360, you're going to pick a specific brand and you're going to see all of the promotions that we have set in social media assets, email blasts, assets for your website, you name it, we have it. So there's an opportunity for you to learn, use our assets, but learn, watch what keywords we're using, what are we focusing on, because we do it for a reason, we research, and we have a plan. So at the end of all of this, if you're not knowing where to start, ALGV 360 is where you need to be. So now is your time to shine. We know the opportunity. We know it's on social media, but we have to have a strategy. Again, what we did last year, this year is not going to work. We need to step up our game. We need to push ourselves, and we need to be where the consumers are engaging. That is video. So keep learning. Showcase yourself as that specialist that you are. And I really look forward to seeing you next year in a whole new light and seeing your business grow. So I'm going to leave you with this one thing. If I were to see you next year, what is one thing that you are going to start implementing today? Is it video? Is it just starting with a SWOT analysis? What is it? What is one thing you're going to implement? And how is it going to change your business when I see you next year? Because that is where it's at, setting goals and obtaining them and growing business. So thank you all for joining me today. I hope you learned a little bit more about how we can engage and grab new customers during the pandemic. And now we're going to look at your questions and answers. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Hello, everyone. And Michael, do we have any questions to go over?
Okay, sorry, I was just waiting for myself to get unmuted. Thanks so much, Kate. So much great information packed in one workshop. Yeah, we got some questions coming in for you, and you left us on what are you going to change for next year, and we've got a good question to follow that up with. Danny's asked the question. He's already put videos, pre-recorded videos on Facebook and YouTube. So now he's looking to use live videos. So do you have any recommendations, and share maybe a little about how it's different than pre-recorded video?
Yeah, so for the live, we're talking specifically in Facebook. And as I mentioned, what I really like about it is simply just the notification. So that's going to be the main difference between, of course, loading something up to YouTube that isn't live versus live. So live is live in action, but everybody is getting a notification. So that's what's most important. And really with YouTube, if you want to even increase your followers on YouTube, I would, whatever platforms you're using, always make sure that you're telling your clients or referring back to your YouTube page and telling people to subscribe. Similarly, as you would with Facebook, anything you're doing, always have, like I see agents in their signature, they have links that take their clients specifically to the Facebook page, their YouTube channel, whatever it may be. So just letting people know that you even have this channel, and then always asking them to subscribe. And even when you're doing the videos in YouTube, always asking them to subscribe as well. But if you're really hitting on educating them, entertaining them, and providing some type of solution for their problem, they'll naturally gravitate towards you. But we always have to tell everybody what to do, right? So tell them to subscribe and sending people there from your other platform.
All right, perfect. I love that. Try something new and really get good at it and comfortable at it. So we had a question about Hootsuite, and if that's pronounced properly, I think it's Hootsuite. Is that correct? And that's what pre-record or basically schedules your post, correct?
Yes. And that is, They do have a small membership fee or, a fee every single month, but I think it's one of the best platforms out there right now. That's just my personal opinion. It's actually what some of our marketing team use. So it's HOOT, like an owl, like hoot, and then suite, so SUITE. So take a look at the Hootsuite. And again, if it's something that you want to invest in, I want to say it's $25. Don't quote me on that. I'm really not sure, but it's a small fee. But it saves a lot of time and allows you to literally lay everything out for the month, pick what dates and times that you want the post to be launched. And it really just does the work for you. So that is the number one, I would say, in the industry for helping plan your social media strategy.
Perfect. And that's not like a set it and forget it thing either. So like if something in the media happens where like maybe the president of Snickers candy bars does something bad, and then all of a sudden you've got a post scheduled to go out saying, I love Snickers candy bars, you've got to go in there and pull that, right?
Yes, you can customize it and update it based on what's happening at that time. That's a really good example. Especially now, there is always something going on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not all innocent, that's for sure, and it's only a matter of time, right? So, got another question about TikTok and the talk about banning TikTok. So, can you speak to that and your recommendations for that?
Yeah. So that's a personal decision, honestly. So there's still people that are. It's really just about the data and what's being sold is under discussion right now. So is that set from China, or they're saying that all the data is housed in the US? So those that are sensitive to that subject, then maybe you don't want to use TikTok. It's just an example of because I know that's going out there or that's out there right now, people are still using it. So it just depends on if it's something that you're comfortable with. But the followers are not really going anywhere until it's official.
Yeah, it's definitely a growing site, so I recommend looking into it for sure. So,
yeah.
All right, great. I had a question in mind. You had mentioned in your presentation the importance of video and how the growth of video has become so popular. Do you recommend any ways to create their own video? Are there any sites or any software programs that might be of value to them?
Ooh, that's a great question. I have some links that I can certainly share, and then I also included links in the handouts that you guys can grab on this platform. And again, for some reason, if you don't see them, we'll make sure to get this presentation is we can send out, as well as the handouts. And I feel like in the handout there was information on that. I just used my camera, but if you Google, top platforms or top tips for doing video, they'd probably be a little bit more helpful than I am at this moment. But I usually just use my phone, and then it's really nice if you put a lighting, and there's something that you can buy. So the light, because it's all about having the light in front of you. So I don't think that really answered it, but in my handout there should be some links. And if you connect with me offline, I can always help you through that.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. I mean, even a simple Google search on how to create simple videos will provide a lot of good tips for you. So
right.
Thank you for that. And again, we're getting a lot of questions about whether or not those handouts are available, where can they find them, and whether or not this is recorded. And this all gets recorded and placed right on our workshop. So a little bit later, either today or tomorrow, you'll find this this workshop recording available so that you can see it on demand. I think there's an on-demand banner right on the ALG showcase. So be sure to check that out. And we'll also place those handouts as well. All right, how are we doing for time? We've got about a minute left, maybe time for one more question. And this one came from Yvette. She's asking, do you still find people using Pinterest as much as Facebook and Instagram?
Yes, I do. And that I feel like you can really link to blogs. It's not, I wouldn't say it's not as engaging. I think Pinterest, again, is really a platform to help build the trust, and then be able to share like a blog. So more information, because a lot of times when you click a Pinterest, I don't want to say ad, but like a picture that you're interested in, it then opens up to a website. So if you have a blog that you're working on, I think that's a great way to connect back with Pinterest. If not, I would really just focus on Facebook and Instagram for sure. With Instagram comes the hashtags. I believe Alina talked all about that. But Pinterest is always something just to weave in. I wouldn't make it my first choice in the strategy. But if you have a blog, then yes, for sure, Pinterest is still being used just for basic information, I would say, on travel.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you for that. And this went by so fast. I'm so sorry, everybody. We didn't get to all of your questions. We had some great questions coming in, but I encourage you to just submit them via our BDM chat feature on the Ascend showcase, and we'll follow up with answers for you if we can. And just want to take a moment as we wrap things up to just thank everybody for sharing their time with us today, and especially you, Kate, for the fabulous presentation that you delivered for all of us. And I want to just wish everybody well for the rest of their day and enjoy all the other opportunities we have in store for you. So take care, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.